Hi students, welcome to the course on chemical kinetics. So in previous video, we have discussed some theory part that we have learned in chemical kinetics and solved some multiple choice questions on chemical kinetics. So in previous video, up to 12th question we have solved. Now going to the next question, that is 13th question. So the plot of concentration of the reactant versus time for a reaction is a straight line with a negative slope. The reaction follows a rate equation. So is it a zero order, first order, second order or third order? Here what they have given, a plot, a graph is plotted, okay, which is against concentration against time. Okay, now they got a straight line with a negative slope. Negative slope means it can be represented like this. Okay, so the slope of this line or straight line is negative, and here slope is minus k. This can be written as change in concentration of reactants with the time is equal to minus k. Rate is equal to a constant which is negative. So negative slope you will got. Now I will simply rearrange this sign and I will take it to the left hand side. Then minus dr by dt is equal to k. So this rate expression, it is given for which order reaction? It is for zero order reaction. Okay, minus dr by dt is equal to k. If you have observed the integrated equations of zero order reaction. So for zero order reaction, while deriving the integrated equation, initially we have taken this. The decrease in the concentration of reactant with the time is equal to a constant. The option A, that is zero order, means the plot of concentration of the reactant versus time for a reaction is straight line with a negative slope for the reaction which is zero order. Okay, so the option A is the right one. 14th question. A substance A decomposes by first order reaction starting initially with concentration of A is equal to 2.00 m, and after 200 minutes A becomes 0.15 molar. For this reaction T half is. So in this question they asked you to find the T half. And what is the T half? That is half life for first order reaction, 0.693 divided by K. This is the formula, and they asked you to calculate the half life of this reaction. So in order to find, first you need to calculate the value of K. So how to calculate the value of K? As you know, the integrated equation for first order reaction, K is equal to 2.303 divided by T log initial concentration. Okay, so R naught divided by final concentration. This is the formula that we have. So what is the initial concentration? That you should know. Initial concentration of A is 2 molar, and after 200 minutes the concentration becomes 0.15 molar. So substitute the values, 2.303 divided by T log, okay, R naught initial concentration is 2m divided by, after 200 minutes the concentration is 0.15. So here time is given, that is 200 minutes. So instead of T I will take it as 200. So this is K. Now simplify this, what you will get? 0.0151 into 1.248, 1.1248. So this is the value. When you simplify this log 2 divided by 0.15, you will get 13.33. 13.33. So log 13.33, it gives the value 1.1248. Simply use the log table. Okay, there it is given, and then on simplification the value of k is equal to 0.0129. Now what is the question? What is the half-life of this reaction? So use this formula now. Since you have calculated the value of k, substitute the value of k in this formula, you will get the answer. So 0.693 divided by k is 0.0129. So t half, that becomes equal to, how much it becomes? It is 53.72 minutes. So this is the answer. This is how you need to find the t half value. If they have not given the k, first you need to find the value of k, then after you need to find the half-life of that reaction. So option A is the right answer. Next, 15th one. The half-life period of first order reaction is 1386 seconds. The specific rate constant of the reaction is, specific rate constant as well as rate constant, both are same, which is denoted as K. Okay, now first order reaction, half-life of first order reaction, what is it? T half is equal to 0.693 divided by K. So what they have given in this equation, they have given the half-life period. How much it is? 1386 seconds. So T half is given, that is 1386 seconds. The specific rate constant that you need to calculate. So use this formula, rearrange the equation. What you will get? 0.693 divided by T half. So 0.693 divided by T half is 1386 seconds. So on simplification, you will get 0.0005 seconds. But they have not given the answer in this form. They have given in scientific form. Okay, so which answer is right here? Simply shift the digits. How much you will get? 1, 2, 3. 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 per second. So which is the correct answer? Option B, 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 per second. This is the specific rate constant of the reaction. Then 16th one, the rate constant of a reaction A gives B is 0.6 into 10 raised to 3 mole per second. If the concentration of A is 5 mole, then what will be the concentration of B after 20 minutes? Okay. So here observe the unit. What is the unit? Mole per second. They have given mole per second. This is the unit of which order reaction? Zero order reaction. So that is the unit of zero order reaction. Then the given reaction follows the order 0. So rate is equal to R0 minus R divided by T. This is the equation, or you can also call it as K. K is equal to R0 minus R divided by T. And here what they have given? The value of K is given, rate constant. Okay, so how much it is? K is equal to 0.6 into 10 raised to 3. It is given. So substitute that value, 0.6 into 10 raised to 3. That is equal to R0. How much it is? R0 means initial concentration. Okay, if the concentration of A is 5 molar, so initial concentration is 5 minus what will be the concentration of B? That we don't know. So keep this one as it is. Okay, then 5 minus r divided by after 20 minutes. So see here the unit is given in terms of second, and they asked you to find the concentration after 20 minutes. That 20 minutes you should convert that into seconds. So how you will convert that into seconds? 20 minutes into 1 minute is equal to how many seconds? 60 seconds. So 20 into 60. If you multiply this, you will get the answer in seconds. So here I will write 20 into 60 in order to get the answer in seconds. Okay. Now simplify this. 5 minus R, concentration of R, is equal to how much you will get? 20 into 60 into 0.6 into 10 raised to 3. Then 5 minus, instead of R you can call it as A. Okay, concentration of A, that is how much you will get? 0.72. Now after 20 minutes, okay, so after 20 minutes, here what you will get means concentration of A is equal to 5 minus 0.72. Okay, so keep A here only, bring this 5 this side, 5 becomes minus 5, so minus, multiply here, so you will get 5 minus 0.72. Simple rearrangement I have done here. So what it will get? 4.28. So the concentration of A after 20 minutes, it becomes 4.28. Now they asked you to find the concentration of B after 20 minutes. So after 20 minutes, concentration of B, okay, that would be how much? Concentration of A, total initial concentration is 5, but A's concentration is 4.28. Simply subtract that, the remaining how much? 0.72. that is only the concentration of B, 0.72 m. Okay, so B, concentration of B is equal to 0.72 molar. So the answer is option B, the correct answer for this question. After 20 minutes, the concentration of B is equal to 0.72 m. Next, 17th question. Which of the following is affected by catalyst? So in surface chemistry also I have explained about the catalyst, and in chemical kinetics while explaining the synopsis, there also I have explained the catalyst, role of catalyst, how it increases the rate of reaction, it alters the reaction path, and it decreases the activation energy and hence increases the rate of reaction. So the catalyst will mainly affect to the activation energy. Okay, it does not alters any other thing, it simply alters the activation energy. So the option D, that is EA, means activation energy, that would be the answer. Okay, activation energy. Next question, 18th. A first order reaction has specific reaction rate 10 raised to minus 2 per second. How much time it will take for 20 gram of reactant to reduce to 5 gram? So simple question it is. What they have given, rate constant is given. How much it is? K is equal to 10 raised to minus 2 per second. Now to reduce from 20 gram to 5 gram, how much time it will take? Before that, find the half-life for this reaction. So how you will find the half-life? T half is equal to 0.693 divided by K. Okay, by using this you will find the half-life. So T half, what is the value of K, substitute the value of K, how much you will get? K is 10 raised to minus 2. Okay, so 10 raised to minus 2 means 0.693 divided by 1 by 100. So 0.693 into 100, it will come here. So how much you will get? 69.3. This is the T half. T half value is 69.3 minutes, okay, or second. 69.3 second. Now this is half-life. That means to reduce from 20 gram to 10 gram, okay, it will take 69.3 seconds. Again, if I want to reduce it from 10 gram to 5 gram, that is exactly half. How much time it will take? Again, it will take the same time, that is 69.3 seconds, because it is first order reaction. So first order reaction is independent of initial concentration. Hence, it will take the same time, whatever the concentration of the reactant may be. So 69.3 seconds from 20 to 10, and from 10 to 5, again it will take 69.3. So totally, to reduce it from 20 to 5 gram, how much it will take? 138.6 seconds. So this is the time which will be taken by a reaction to reduce from 20 gram to 5 gram. So option A is the right one. 138.6 seconds. 19th question. If the initial concentration of reactant is doubled, T half is also doubled. The order of reaction is, consider the T half value. Okay, T half is equal to R naught divided by 2K. This is the expression for the reaction having zero order. Here, when initial concentration of reactant is doubled, T half is also doubled. That means it depends upon the concentration of reactant, initial concentration of reactant. So simply, which order reactions are dependent on? Half-life is dependent on initial concentration. Zero order reaction, that can be observed from this equation. So option A is the right one here. So zero order reaction. First order reaction is independent of initial concentration. So we can simply derive it. Okay, so T half is equal to R naught divided by Tk. Now consider R naught dash is equal to 2 R naught, means the initial concentration of the reactant is doubled to R naught. Initial concentration is doubled and the final concentration is R naught dash. Now substitute this. So before substituting, how you will write the half-life for this concentration? T half is equal to R naught dash divided by 2K. Okay, it is T half dash, means it is half-life when the concentration is R naught dash. Then substitute the value of R naught dash. What is R naught dash? 2 into R naught. Okay, divided by, substitute, write it as it is 2K. So 2 into R naught divided by 2K. What it is? R naught divided by 2K is T half. So T half. Substitute that. Then T half dash is equal to 2 into T half. So when the initial concentration of the reactant is doubled, then the half-life is get also doubled. Okay, 2 into T half. So the option A, it can be observed for zero order reaction. So option A is the right one. 20. If concentration of reactant A is increased 10 times and rate of reaction becomes 100 times, what is order with respect to A? How you will write the rate expression? First, rate is equal to A. Okay, K into A. Now, when we increase the concentration of A by 10 times, if it is zero order reaction, then it becomes 1. 10 raised to 0 is 1, so it becomes a constant. And if it is a first order reaction, then it increases by 10 times. If you increase 10 times the concentration of A, then the rate will also increase by 10 times. If this one is second order, then how much you will get? K into 100 or 100K. The rate is equal to 100 times for second order reaction. So option B is the right one. With respect to A, the order of reaction is second order. 21st question. In the first order reaction, the concentration of reactant decreases from 0.6 m to 0.3 m minutes in 30 minutes. The time taken for the concentration to change from 0.1 to 0.025 m. So here what they have given, first they have given the 0.6, it is the initial concentration, and it will reduces to 0.3 m. Okay, in how many minutes? In 30 minutes. Okay, means from 0.6 to 0.3, the concentration, in order to reduce its concentration, it takes 30 minutes of time. So it means the T half, because it is exactly reduced to half, hence the T half for this is 30 minutes. And now they asked the time taken for the concentration to change from 0.1 to 0.025 m. So here 0.1 to, first I will consider half of 0.1. So half of 0.1, how much it becomes? 0.05. So in order to reduce from 0.1 to 0.05, how much minutes it will takes? It takes 30 minutes, because half-life for first order reaction is constant. It does not dependent on initial concentration. Again from 0.05 I will reduce to half. Half of the 0.05 means 0.025. So again how much time it will takes? It takes 30 minutes. So totally now from 0.1 molar to 0.025 molar, the time taken will be how much? The sum of these two times, that is half lives. Okay, so how much it becomes? It becomes 60 minutes. So the time taken for the concentration to change from 0.1 molar to 0.025 molar is 60 minutes. That is option A is the correct answer. Next, 22nd. In presence of a catalyst, the heat evolved or absorbed during the reaction increases, decreases, remains unchanged, may increase or decrease. So during the reaction, we will add the catalyst. So upon addition of catalyst, what change will be observed in the reaction? They had given increases, decreases, remains unchanged, may increase or decrease. So as you know, catalyst is the substance or a species which alters the rate of reaction, or it increases the rate of reaction most commonly. Okay, but how it increases the rate of reaction? By decreasing the activation energy and without undergoing any chemical change. So simply it only affects to the activation energy and does not affect to the reaction. Okay, means any heat is it does not evolve or any heat does not absorb during the reactions. So heat evolved or absorbed during the reaction will remain constant. Okay, whatever the process takes place, it takes place as it is, but only change that will be observed in presence of catalyst will be its activation energy. Okay, so the heat evolved or absorbed during the reaction will remains unchanged. So option third one is the right one. Next, 23rd, activation energy of a chemical reaction can be determined by. So how we determine the activation energy? It's simply determined by determining the rate constant at standard temperature. Second, determining the rate constants at two temperatures. Third, determining probability of collision. And fourth, using a catalyst. So as we know, the activation energy can be calculated by using the Arrhenius equation, and by using that equation we have derived the equation that is log K2 by K1 is equal to EA divided by 2.303 R T2 minus T1 divided by T1 T2. This is the formula which is obtained from Arrhenius equation in order to calculate the activation energy, and this can be calculated by using the rate constant at two temperatures T1 and T2. Two rate constants K2 and K1 at temperatures T2 and T1. By using this equation, we will calculate the activation energy, and hence the option 2 is the right answer. That is, determining the rate constants at two temperatures, we can able to find the activation energy of a chemical reaction. The next one, 24th, which of the following statements is not correct about order of a reaction? So order of a reaction can be a fractional number. Yes, it is a fractional number, or it may be a whole number. And order of reaction is experimentally determined quantity. Yes, it is also the correct statement. The order of reaction is always equal to the sum of the stoichiometric coefficients of reactants in the balanced chemical equation for a reaction. So what they have given, if we consider A plus 2B gives C, the order of the reaction, if you take the sum of stoichiometric coefficients, so stoichiometric coefficients means here if nothing is there, it means 1 is there, and here 2 is there. So 1 plus 2, sum of stoichiometric coefficients, how much it gives? 3. So the order of reaction is 3. Is it possible? No. This cannot be determined by taking the stoichiometric coefficients, the sum of stoichiometric coefficients of reactants in the balanced chemical equation for a reaction. Okay, if it's so, then we can say that the order of reaction can be determined theoretically, but it is not possible, and hence this statement is an incorrect statement. Okay, the fourth one, the order of a reaction is the sum of powers of the molar concentration of the reactants in the rate law expression. This is the correct statement. So among these four, the incorrect statement is third one. So option third is the right answer. Next, 25th question. Which of the following statements is correct? First one, the rate of reaction decreases with passage of time as the concentration of reactants decreases. Rate of reaction is same at any time during the reaction. So this is wrong. Rate of reaction is independent of temperature change. Wrong statement. Rate of reaction decreases with increase in concentration of reactants. This is also wrong. So option 1, it simply states the rate of reaction decreases with passage of time as the concentration of the reactants decreases. So this is the right answer for 25th question. Then 26th, rate law for the reaction A plus 2B gives C is found to be rate is equal to K into concentration of A into concentration of B. Concentration of reactant B is doubled, keeping the concentration of A constant. The value of rate constant will be. So what does become? Here we can write the equation, rate expression or rate equation. Rate is equal to K into A raised to B, sorry, A into B. Now when concentration of reactant B is doubled, okay, keeping the A constant, that means consider it as 1, okay, and B is doubled twice, the value, then what happens? The value of rate constant. What would be the value of rate constant? Here see B2, 2B is given, so here we have to write B square. And now what happens? Here you have to write 2 square, and hence K into 1 into 2 square. So how much it becomes? 4. Rate is equal to 4K, because since stoichiometry is 2, that will be given here. Hence the rate is equal to 4K, and hence 4 times the rate constant or rate of reaction increases. So it is quadrupled. Okay, option 3. Third one is the right one. 27th. Which of the following statements is incorrect about the collision theory of chemical reaction? So first one, it considers reacting molecules or atoms to be hard spares and ignores their structural features. So this is the correct statement. Then second one, number of effective collisions determines the rate of reaction. This is also correct. Collision of atoms or molecules possessing sufficient threshold energy result in the product formation. Fourth one, molecules should collide with sufficient threshold energy and proper orientation for the collision to be effective. This is also the right statement. The only thing is, this one is the wrong statement, because what they have given means collision of atoms or molecules possessing sufficient threshold energy results in effective collision, but they may or may not form product, and hence this is the incorrect statement about a collision theory of chemical reaction. So option 3 is the right answer. Then 28th, the value of rate constant of a pseudo first order reaction. First, depends on the concentration of reactants present in small amount. Second, depends upon concentration of reactants present in excess. Is dependent on concentration of reactants. Depends only on temperature. So the pseudo first order reaction, if you take the inversion of cane sugar, acid hydrolysis, okay, all those things, when the one of the reactant is taken in large excess, then it affects the order of the reaction. Order of the reaction becomes 1. Higher order reaction is converted into first order reaction, and hence the rate constant of pseudo first order reaction mainly depends on the concentration of the reactant present in excess. Okay, so option 2 is the right one. Next, 29th, in a reaction A plus B gives product. Rate is doubled when concentration of B is doubled, and rate increases by a factor of 8 when concentrations of both the reactants A and B are doubled. The rate law for the reaction can be written as. So simply see here, first consider the first option. Rate, okay, is equal to how much? K into A into B. Now K, I will consider if rate is doubled when the concentration of B is doubled. So will it be doubles? We will just see. A, I will take it as 1, and B, I will take it as 2. Okay, then what happens to the rate? Rate, it will increases 2 times, means the rate is also doubled. Okay, now we have to see rate increases by factor of 8 when the concentration of both the reactants are doubled. For the same expression, I will see whether it happens or not. I will double the A as well as I will double the B. Now will it increases by 8 times? No. 2 into 2 is 4. 4k. It increases by 4 times. Thus, this expression is wrong. Then go for second expression. Rate is equal to, okay, k into, I will directly take this second one only. So rate increases by factor of 8 when concentration of both A and B are doubled. So I will double the A, okay, A square, and B is also doubled, so twice, okay, as it is. So how much it becomes? 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. So 8k. So rate increases by 8 times when both the reactants concentrations are doubled. But will it obeys the first condition? Rate is doubled when the concentration of B is doubled. That will also we will see. K into A, I will take it as 1 square into B 2. So what it becomes? 1 square, 1 into 2, 2k. So rate is equal to 2k. Means when concentration of B is doubled, rate is also doubled. And when concentrations of both A and B are doubled, then the rate of the reaction increases by 8 times. So option B, this equation is right. So option B is the right answer. 30. In a zero order reaction, for every 10-degree rise of temperature, the rate is doubled. If the temperature is increased from 10 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius, the rate of the reaction will become. So how much it will become? Simply see one general, without knowing anything, by simply observing this question, you can solve this. 10 degree Celsius when we rise, it increases double the initial rate. Okay, whenever whatever initial rate may be, it gets doubled upon increase by 10 degrees Celsius. So they have increased temperature from 10 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. So I will take initially temperature is 10 degrees Celsius. At that the rate is 1 mole per liter per second. Now I increases it by 20 degrees Celsius. So rise in 10 degree, it will doubles the rate of reaction. So 1, it turns to 2 mole per liter per second. Then I will make it 30 degrees Celsius. What it becomes? Again it doubles the initial rate. Now it is 2, it gets doubles to 4. 40 degrees Celsius, how much it becomes? 8. 50 degrees Celsius, it becomes 16. 60 degrees Celsius, it becomes 32. 70 degrees Celsius, it becomes 64. 80 degrees Celsius, it becomes 128. So similarly, 90 degrees Celsius, it becomes 256. 100 degrees Celsius, it becomes 512. Okay, so from this you can simply say the option D is the right one. So option D, the 512 times, from when we increase the temperature from 10 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius, the rate of reaction will become 512 times. So now this is one way, a common general way, and you can also use one expression here. AN is equal to A into Rs to N minus 1. So do you remember this equation? It usually comes in geometrical progression. Okay, in high school level only you have learnt about GP, AP, GP, HP. So this based on GP, geometrical progression. So here N represent how many times the temperature has been increased in case of this, and A is initial value, initial temperature, or initial value. Okay, what is the rate of the reaction initially, and R means how much time it will increases, or you can take the ratio that can be calculated by A2 by A1, okay, is equal to A3 by A2. Okay, so here if I say this one as A, okay, and here I will increase that by 10 times. So A10 is equal to, here A1 means how much it is 1 and A2 is 2. So take the ratio, how much you will get, 2 divided by 1, so it becomes 2. And again similarly A3 divided by A2, A3 means 4 divided by A2 means 2, 2 ones are 2 twos are, again you will get 2. Similarly you can take all the other value, the ratio will be 2 only. So R value is equal to 2 and A value is equal to 1. So initially the rate is 1 mole per liter per second. So now substitute the values. N means how many times you have increased, 10 degree to 100 degree Celsius means 10 times you have raised. Okay, so A10 is equal to, A means 1 into R means how much R, 2 raised to n minus 1, n means 10 minus 1. So 1 into 2, 2 into 10 minus 1, 9. So here when we increase the temperature from 10 degree to 100 degree Celsius, then it gives 2 raised to 9, that is nothing but 512. So this is another way, if you know the GP very well, okay, if you know the formula and what are the terms, then you can use this formula. Whatever they make you can, by simply using this formula, you can find the answer. Okay, next 31st. For a first order reaction, products A gives products, the concentration of A changes from 0.1 m to 0.025 m in 40 minutes. The rate of reaction when the concentration of A is 0.01 m is, okay. So first here, how to find the rate? Before finding the rate, what is the rate expression? Rate is equal to, for first order reaction, I have mentioned here, for first order reaction, so that can be given as K into A raised to 1, because A is the reactant, only reactant, so A, and order of reaction is 1, so A raised to 1. Now you need to find rate when concentration of A is K into 0.01 m. In order to determine rate, you first find K. So how you will find the K for first order reaction? Simply use the integrated equation. 2.303 divided by T log R naught, that is initial concentration, divided by R. So what you will get? Simply substitute the values here now. 2.303, T means 40 minutes for first condition, okay, 40 log R naught, initial concentration is 0.1 m, okay, divided by final concentration 0.025, okay, substitute that value. Now how much you will get? 2.303, okay, divided by 40 log of 0.1 divided by 0.02, okay. After substituting or simplifying this, you will get 0.0347 per minute, okay. This is the value of K. But what you need to find here, you need to find the rate. Now you have the K value, okay. So simply what does the rate becomes? Rate is equal to, K means 0.0347 into 0.01. How much it becomes? 3.47 into 10 raised to minus 4 mole per minute. Okay, this is the rate of the reaction. So option, which option is right? Option B, 3.47 into 10 raised to minus 4 mole per minute. 32nd question. The activation energy of a reaction at a given temperature is found to be 2.303 RT joules per mole. The ratio of rate constant to the Arrhenius factor is. So here they have asked first, what is Arrhenius equation? K is equal to A into e raised to minus EA divided by RT. So they asked you to find the ratio of rate constant to the Arrhenius factor. A is Arrhenius factor, K is rate constant. So in order to determine this, what you need to do? So what they have given? Activation energy they have mentioned. How much it is? Activation energy is equal to 2.303 RT. Now substitute this value in this equation. Take log on both sides. Then you will get the answer. So first take K is equal to A into e raised to minus EA divided by RT. Now substitute the value of EA in this equation. What it becomes? Minus 2.303 RT divided by RT. RT get cancels. So what you will get? K is equal to A into E raised to minus 2.303. Take log on both sides. Then it becomes log K is equal to log A into e raised to minus 2.303. So since we have taken log, then you have to multiply with 2.303 on both sides. Now 2.303 log m into n means log m plus log n, that is log A plus log e raised to minus 2.303. So again on simplification, what you will get? 2.303 log A minus, this will come here 2.303 minus 2.303. So here plus is there, here minus is there. So plus into minus, minus 2.303 log e to the power e. So this is 1. Okay. Now, so 2.303 log A minus 1. Because I have taken 2.303 common here. And here what I will get? 2.303 log K. 2.303, 2.303 get cancels. Then what will remain? Log K is equal to log A minus 1. Bring this log A here at this side. Then what it becomes? Log K minus log A is equal to minus 1. So log K minus log A, log M minus log N, log M by N. Okay. So log, this minus 1 can be written as log into 10 raised to minus 1. Okay, so simply I have taken like this. So again minus 1 can be written as log 10 raised to minus 1. So log get cancels. What will remain? K by A is equal to 10 raised to minus 1. So what is 10 raised to minus 1? It is nothing but 1 divided by 10. So how much you will get? You will get 0.1. That is the ratio of rate constant to the Arrhenius factor. So option A is the right one.